Yeah, this thing doesn't focus at all. Where's my, come on, log on to my face. There we go. Come on, focus. All right, so one thing I want to start off by saying is that the review of this camera is going to be purely as a vlogging camera, not an actual picture camera. From what I've seen and experienced, this thing does take amazing photos. So if you're looking at this purely as a camera for taking pictures, which is kind of what it's designed for, it's fantastic. It's the video that I have a problem with. So let's get into that now. All right, so I was super excited about this camera. This is the Canon G7X Mark III. Very anticipated camera. I was super excited, pre-ordered it as soon as possible, got it the day it arrived. I've been playing with it for about a month now, on and off, and I have had nothing but problems with it. Either the overheating that it constantly is having when shooting in 4K, or the fact that it can't stay in focus. So if I either get closer or farther, a lot of times it does not stay in focus, and the background will be in focus, but my face, which it's locked onto my face, will not be in focus. I've found that as long as I can get myself in focus before hitting record, I'm usually okay. But if I'm using this as a vlogging camera and I just want to turn it on and just start shooting with it, it is not reliable at all. Those are the two primary reasons why I'm going to be returning this camera. I'm actually looking at getting just the Mark II of this version, because comparing them together, I can find the Mark II for as low as $500 on Amazon, and this thing right here, after tax and everything, cost me $800. So this guy's going back. It does have some supposedly nice features. It's got the mic jack, but I found that I don't really even care for the mic jack. Right now, what you're listening to, this is the onboard audio that is directly out of the camera. I'm totally fine with it. I don't need amazing audio because I don't want to plug all these extra things into this camera. This camera is designed to just fit in my pocket, pop out, use it. I want better audio than my phone is providing, but I don't need amazing audio. So I'm happy with that right there. So I don't need that mic jack on the side. Audio out of the camera itself is perfect. Okay, so for the sake of comparison and also to let me talk about this camera, we are now on the Canon 80D. I do have a cheap Takstar boom mic on the top of it, so we are getting some external audio out of this too, but this is just also kind of a comparison. The settings on both cameras is 1080 60 frames a second, so we're getting a true comparison between the two. Just to show you a couple things on this camera, if we look on the side here, it does have the mic input like I was talking about just before that, which I don't plan on using with a camera like this. But one thing that's frustrating is that the battery and the SD card are on the bottom here, which is really frustrating if I have this thing on any kind of tripod or anything like that, because I can't get this thing to open up. I can't get the card out, I can't get the battery out without having to take the whole thing apart, plug it back in. Would have been nice if something like that could have gone on the side. The mics are on the top right here, and one thing I do like about this is that the flip screen is also a touch screen too. So instead of me using a lot of the buttons that are on the back here, I just use the touch screen for most of my stuff when I'm shooting manually. But I just wanted to do a quick comparison of what a DSLR Canon 80D looks like compared to this guy. One thing I also want to mention is that this Canon 80D I picked up refurbished on Canon's website for $650, probably about a year and a half ago. This thing, point and shoot, so there is a major difference in the two of these right here. This one was actually cheaper than this one. However, this one does come with interchangeable lenses where this one does not. So just because I have two Canons, I thought I'd just throw them together and show you guys what a comparison would look like. Now we're going to jump on here and I'm going to do an actual vlog demo so you can see the struggle I have with autofocusing. Okay, so now we're going to be testing it out in a vlog situation. We are going to be looking at how blurry it looks. I'm going to be walking around as if I'm going to be vlogging with this thing. We're going to get closer, see what the focus looks like on that. As you can see, I'm looking at it right now. Like, I can tell I'm out of focus. Background looks like it's more in focus than my face is. Back it all the way up. I do like the style of it. I like having a nice camera that I can just hold out and talk to. Like I said, this is native onboard audio, so I don't have the wind muff on it, which I probably should. It's not even that breezy out, but always nice to have. And you guys can get a glimpse of the blurriness. Like, I'm bringing that in, like, okay, that looks a little bit better, but it's always a hit and miss. You never know what kind of shot you're gonna get out of this camera, so send it back. A couple of problems that I did have with this camera, and granted I haven't looked into it too much, is that just going through the normal manual settings, I wasn't able to figure out how to turn on 120 frames per second on the camera. So I only saw that I could do 60 frames a second, even though others are saying 120. Just at a quick glance, I wasn't able to figure that out. The other thing that I was trying to do is I was trying to connect this camera to my Wi-Fi so I could take a look at the option of doing YouTube live streaming on this, which it advertises. I went through the whole setup, plugged in all the information that I needed to. It said it sent me an email and I needed to put in my verification code. I never got that email. I tried probably a half dozen times over the period of about 2 weeks. Never received an email from this to plug a code in, so I never was able to get that working. This camera has been kind of just a headache ever since I got it. Definitely not as good as I was hoping for, so I'm gonna be looking at some other options. Anyway, this camera is going to be going back. We'll be looking at some other cameras out there. I plan on doing some more reviews on cameras and mics and lighting and all the kind of gear that I have in my office that I've set up. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, this thing doesn't focus at all. Where's my, come on, oh, I got on my face. There we go. Come on, focus. All right, that's better. Okay.